Welcome to Kevin Hollywood. Photographer, trainer, an artist. You know.
Hey Leute, was geht ab? Hier ist der Kelvin und neben mir sitzt...
Von Wong.
Oh, you understand?
I'm guessing.
We have to do it in English. Maybe we add some German subtitles later. Oh, my son. See, the focus is on my son here. I have to...
We can take him down.
No, we don't take my son down.
Okay,
no, it's my son. We can take it down. So the focus is on my son. Wait, let me switch here. Here we go. All right. So I do a quick interview here with Ben. Because Ben is an amazing artist. Wenn ihr ihn noch nicht kennt, if you do not know Ben, what I don't think, check out his website. He's a phenomenal artist, great photographer. And I asked him a few questions, what he's doing here, and a few tips for you guys if you are an artist as well, if you like to get a little bit more popular. So Ben, first question is, what projects are you doing right now? Why are you in Germany?
I'm in Germany because my girlfriend was shooting a wedding here and I just tagged along. So that was the beginning of the journey. And since I'm really bad at taking vacation, I started looking for different projects to do. And so we did a photo shoot in Ferropolis with the Wasteland Warriors, so post-apocalyptic warriors in a coal mining museum. We got some smoke bombs from Poland, from the Czech Republic actually, and did a shoot with about 15, 20 people. And that was for hopefully promoting an environmental message. And from there I went to Poland. I found an underwater excavator and we tied a model underwater in 14-degree waters. I bought a coral reef from Amazon and we brought that and did a photo shoot there to raise awareness for dredging.
This guy's crazy. I mean, that was 30 seconds of his last days and there was so many things. So do you ever shoot a normal portrait? Is this something what you do sometimes? Just a picture? I mean...
I take occasional photos on my iPhone, but
okay.
No, I have a selfie series with my girlfriend. We go around and we have the camera on a tripod and we take photos of each other, but no, it doesn't work.
You are more for the big things, right?
I mean, I just think that people don't really pay attention to the things that are too small.
Right.
At least I've built this reputation where everyone's always expecting the next big crazy thing. And so if it's not big and crazy, they get really bored.
Yeah, I mean, you are a very unique photographer. You have a lot of German fans and the people know you because you are shooting on a skyscraper. You are shooting underwater. You are shooting with fire. That's so crazy. So check his portfolio out, his website out, because now let's talk a little bit about marketing or getting more response to the picture. So what are your strategies that people find you, people see you?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely getting harder and harder to stand out these days as opposed to 5 or 10 years ago because everyone is a content creator. And so what I've started to do as much as possible whenever doing a project is that I try my best to summarize whatever project I'm going to do in one sentence. And if that sentence isn't catchy, if that sentence isn't something somebody will share, then it's probably not going to be viral because if it's going to be something like pretty girl in a studio, doesn't share very well. If it's just nice pictures or nice composite, like it has to have something more. It has to have something unique, some kind of extraordinary combination of elements that people haven't seen before or that they would be curious to learn more about. And so,
but isn't it pressure for the guys when they have to create unique content, what is maybe not out there? That's a big pressure. Is it a pressure for you?
I mean, there's definitely pressure, but at the same time, the world is so large, so there's no shortage of combinations. Now, finding the right combination for your style and what you do is definitely a little bit challenging. But I think the bigger problem isn't so much that people have problems finding these sentences, is that they don't think about it. They think first and foremost about creating great work and hope that people will appreciate it from there. But the thing is, people can't discover the great work unless it starts sharing, it starts spreading. And the only way that ideas really spread is if you have something that's worth talking about. And good work, sad to say, I think, is harder and harder for people to talk about because it's expected that if you're calling yourself a photographer, your work has to be good. So now that your work is good, what about you is different? And why should we talk about you? Why should we share?
And so much content, I guess we do not do the translation because that's a lot of work for the subtitles. So, but hey, everybody can understand English. So now you have a final image. I saw a few images on your iPhone, and so what are your next strategies to show it the world? Do you just upload it in Facebook and that's it, or do you have something in your mind, different platforms? Because the image have a big value, so much. You spend so much time. So what do you do now with the image?
Right. So I tend to spend a lot of time to think about how the images are going to be shared. And so like the idea of constructing a very concise sentence to summarize the project that is as catchy as possible. I also like to think of different avenues for people to engage and interact with the content. And so the blogs that explain how it's done, the videos that explain the process, or summarize it into an inspirational piece, all these are different avenues to communicate the same photos. I learned very early on that the photograph can be exactly the same, but depending on how you share it, depending on how you put it out there, depending on how you associate it with a whole bunch of different content, then people will talk about it, share it, interact with it more. And so for the shoot that I did with the Wasteland Warriors, I'm trying to collaborate right now with a design firm, and we're going to design a website specifically around the photographs to create an experience that will hopefully get people to engage with it. So we're looking at creating a fake website with a group called the Agile Monkeys, and they're hopefully going to design a user experience that makes it look like these photographs are almost news articles from the future, right? So just kind of like finding different ways to make that same content, the photographs are already created, how do you make them more engaging?
Okay, so you do not just invest a lot of time in the shoot, in the preparation, so you also invest or spend a lot of time with publishing the images to make it visual or seen by the audiences out there.
Right, because what's the point of creating something if no one sees it?
Yeah, right. That's all. I teach that on every workshop. We create a picture, they upload it on Facebook, and that's it. Yeah, the picture is lost.
Right.
So print it, share it, talk about it, as you said, with a blog post making off or more. Let's talk a little bit about social media. I think it's very important for an artist. What is your favorite social media channel at the moment?
It's a tough one. So Facebook is my largest social media platform. I feel like I have the greatest engagement and the richest experience in terms of interactions and clicks and everything. But as everyone probably knows, the reach of pages, and you're starting to lose more and more control over your platform. So I think it's important to not just focus on a single platform. Right. So Facebook, I think, is great for sharing links, generating interactions, and talking about content that is very large, like that can appeal to everyone. I think Snapchat right now is probably the biggest tool that a lot of people aren't really talking about for the simple reason that it's still really hard to create a brand there. And so there's an opportunity, because it's tough to build a name and a reputation, to be one of the first to experiment. And I think what's really interesting about it is that because it's so focused on teenagers, it gives you insights into the future of how content is going to be shared. So while people might look at Snapchat as just a messaging app, I think it represents the future of storytelling. It's one of the few platforms out there that allows you to share content quickly in video, photos, text, and emoji all at the same time. Right?
I mean, you can be. I can be so close on your life, because in video and it's in real time, so it's nearly live. So I can be a part of your life with Snapchat.
Right, exactly. And so you can build yourself into people's daily lives, their daily routines, and on top of that. The fact that it's so easy to publish content so quickly allows you to stay very present, even if nothing very exciting is happening in your life. And so I think that's a very interesting platform. I mean, Instagram's always great for photographers. It's never been my thing because I don't publish once every day. I don't have that many images. It takes me too long to create something. And YouTube is also nice for me, but at the same time, once again, the best YouTube creators are the ones that create daily or weekly. I create one whenever I have something good to share. So for me, they're kind of accessories. So I guess Facebook and Snapchat are the two that I'm really putting the most time.
And the one when you have to make a decision, you can only use one. So
probably still Facebook.
Yeah, because it's bigger and more.
It's bigger, it reaches more people, and conversions on Snapchat are still quite hard. So if you try to get someone to click on a link, you try to tell someone to go check something out, that conversion rate is quite low. Okay. And screenshots are always very easy to get, but if you want conversions, I think it's a little bit tougher. Snapchat is great for building a relationship, but I think for a business transaction, it's still quite tough.
All right. My next question was any tips for your favorite social media channel, but let's give a few tips about Snapchat because there are so many tips out there for Facebook, but not so many tips on Snapchat. And you are a very good user of Snapchat. I mean, Leute, when you like to see insights of his big shoots, how he live, I mean, his channel on Snapchat is very interesting. So maybe a few tips for the Snapchat users. They are not so familiar with it. What do you recommend?
I think of Snapchat as a short way to tell videos. Between each 10-second clip, there's a transition. You can tell a story by putting your camera in different places and continuing the story. Your sentences aren't fixed. It's not about showing a plate of food and then showing a face and then showing a photo. It's about how do you daisy chain all these together to produce one single cohesive story. So you're not just showing snaps of your life, you're taking people on a story. So think of it as a vlog, daily vlog where you kind of are capable of communicating something. And then I guess the second tip that I would highly recommend is for people to think of what they're offering to others. You're not just creating it for the sake of creating it. You're giving people something. And so what are you giving people and how are you keeping that consistent? And so for me, the three things that I identified why people follow me, one is because they're just curious to know who I am and how I live my life. Two, they like the comedy, so they enjoy the entertainment value, so I try to keep it lighthearted and funny. And last but not least is the education aspect.
Learning. You can learn. Right. You explain a lot of things.
Right. So I'll talk about my post-production, my music, where I find inspiration, little tips and tricks like that. And so I try to balance it between these three factors. And so far, I've been Snapchatting since about February, and right now I'm at about 2,000 daily views, which I think is. I mean, it's a good number. It's a good number because everyone who looks at the content is looking at it because they specifically clicked on it.
No fake
it's not fed clicks, on you. So I like the fact that you don't know how many subscribers you have because those subscribers don't matter.
Maybe one day you will see it.
Maybe one day, yeah.
Let me explain that just quick in German because maybe some Germans out there have a little bit problems to understand it, but this was a very important part. So just a few seconds in German. Hat gerade gesagt, auf Snapchat liefert Mehrwert. Der andere muss was davon haben. Er nutzt erstens mal die Persönlichkeit. Du kannst an seinem Leben teilhaben. Das ist interessant für andere. Das zweite war, er liefert Unterhaltung. Ja? Also man unterhält jemand anderen. Darum geht's. Ja? Wie im Fernsehen früher Unterhaltung. Und das dritte war Learnings. Ja? Du kannst etwas lernen. Und da achtet er auch drauf. Also das sind 3 Punkte, die dem Zuschauer etwas bringen. Ja, the viewer invests time, so you have to give him something back for his time. And those are the 3 points, so very, very interesting. So I have a lot of young people out there. You are a big inspiration. I mean, you obviously did it. You are working with big companies, and there are so many people out there who are in the first steps. So what do you recommend to all the young people out there? They bought a new camera, they have a vision. What is important to get on that level where you're right now?
I don't think there's any fixed formula to success. Everyone's found their ways in different ways, and what worked for me is probably not going to work for you because the world that I started my career in is not the same as the world that you guys are growing up in right now. But that being said, there is more opportunity than ever, I think, to get your voice heard and get your work seen. And so what is important to think about is how are you going to create something that people will pay attention to? I think more than anything else, it's not just the quality of the final result. It's a little bit sad to say, but the process, why you're doing it, how you're getting there, and how consistent you are at building that. Paying attention to what different young influencers are doing to stand out in the market and seeing how they do things, and also not compromising what is important to you, because you can go online and you can see a lot of people doing stupid shit just to get noticed. But if that's not you, if you're not the kind of guy who needs to go in front of the camera or who wants to be in front of the camera, who's going to focus on their work, there's also ways to get noticed just doing really great things. So stay true to yourself, find what you really enjoy doing, and experiment. Don't be scared to try different ways. It's normal. You're going to get frustrated. I mean, I still get frustrated all the time. Trying to push myself to the next level, and I think it's something that not a lot of people talk about, but that process of failure and experimentation is something that stays with you your entire life. So when you're young, you have the flexibility of making a lot of mistakes. It's the best time to get out there. The bigger of a brand you have, the more of a reputation you have, the more followers you get. I mean, that's a lot of weight and responsibility that people are always looking up to, so you have to be a lot more careful. And so you guys are in the best spot, the best times of your life to create great things. And I have no doubt that some of you guys are going to probably, I might be interviewing you in the near future. It's just the way it is.
Love it. There was one big point what I love. I mean, there are so many people between 16 and 18 years old. And I always tell them, you can't do something wrong because nothing can happen. I mean, if you have later a big brand company, as I said, with family, with kids, you can't experiment so much. So when there is a good time to do it, then do it early because you have nothing to lose. That's I love this point. Thank you. 2 more questions. A personal question. How do you relax? I mean, you travel. Oh, Anna is smiling, and you travel around the world all the time. You hustle all the time. You are burning all the time. What do you do to relax? Chill?
I'm not very good at relaxing. For me, relaxing is, sitting in the bed, answering my emails carefully with no pressure, or grabbing a coffee with someone I've never met before. So networking,
So maybe this is relaxing for you.
Yeah,
now.
This is relaxing. This is fun. There's no pressure. There's no expectations. I can come by, meet another creative guy, and just share a story. This is relaxed time for me. So, I'm working on the relaxing thing, but
I'm working on the relaxing. I'm working on the relaxing thing, but I love this.
It's really stressful for me to put my phone down and go and just do nothing for a little while, because I'm always wondering what opportunities I'm missing out on, or there's always so many other things I should be doing better. So it's a problem. I think I need to figure this one out, but I haven't figured it out yet.
I mean, it's a passion. You don't have the feeling that it's work, right?
I just like adventure. I like new experiences. I like being stimulated. I like the adrenaline, and so I love being tossed in new situations and figuring out new challenges. And yes, by the end of it, I'm tired, and that's when I like to relax. But my relaxing just means, I get to go home and stay in a computer, answer emails, edit quietly in home, and that's relaxing to me.
Nice. All right, the last questions. Please share a few goals or what's coming up in the future. Do you teach? Do you do workshops? Do you go to the Bahamas, relax, or do you do you jump out of a plane to take pictures of a model flying with an elephant through the air?
Yeah,
I don't know. What are the next projects?
So my goal right now in the next year is to figure out how to get paid to make the world a better place. I've done a couple advertisements here and there, and those left me feeling a little bit empty. I just earn money to make money for another company, to earn more money for myself, and it just didn't really feel that great. And so right now I'm focusing on environmental projects. I'm trying to take my fantastical style and bring it into the environmental and surreal world. I think that if I can make saving the environment cool, it will become something that other people might be interested in following along with and maybe even adopting themselves. And more importantly, if I can prove I can actually earn money off of it and make a living and build a name off of making the world a better place, it's something that everyone could aspire towards. And so if I figure this out, when I figure it out, I would love to share that story with people. And so I'm focusing less on photography per se, because I think anyone can do this. Anyone with the drive to create something unique and to share something can be a proponent for change. And so if you're going to stand for something, why not stand for something worth it? And this is something that I'm trying to figure out. It's extremely challenging to find the right organizations to work with, to design the right projects that fit my brand and what I do and all this, my interests, so forth. So it's a work in progress, but that's part of the fun, because I think it's something worth fighting for, and that's something I'm going to try to do.
I have another last question. How old are you?
I'm 29 right now.
See, I mean, you have, oh man, so many years to go, and I'm sure we will see a lot of interesting things in the future.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So guys, check out the links in the description. I mean, you can spend hours with his content. He did so many great videos, viral videos, shootings, so get a lot of inspiration. I mean, this video was 20 minutes of much content, important content for your future. And thank you so much.
Cheers.
And for all the Germans, I'm sorry to translate this video that, oh my God, that would too
Maybe
much
there's a volunteer in the audience that would like to translate
yeah,
it
see?
in German.
But I'm sure you will understand everything or the key points. So follow him on Snapchat everywhere. Thank you, Ben. And see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
High five.